In the meantime, we have to move to D.C. now. One American company is raising some eyebrows and is now under FBI investigation. A solar energy company called Solyndra, long supported by the Obama administration, is the focus. Republicans are calling it a financial failure. And in fact, they say it has wasted more than $500 million of taxpayer money. The White House is defending this investment in this firm and says you can't judge the entire stimulus package, where this money came from, on the company's performance. Tomorrow, there's a House hearing over this controversy. And joining us now, Florida Congressman Cliff Stearns, who will chair that hearing. So, Congressman, the FBI executed a search on behalf of Congress. What were they looking for?
Well, they're looking for criminality and waste. They realized that a lot of the reporting that Solyndra did was inaccurate, and they're looking for where all the roughly over $500 million is located. So it's clear that there's some criminality here, or the FBI would not rate it, and of course the company's in bankruptcy. So at this point, I think my hearing, we're trying to put these people under oath and find out what happened.
What do you think happened?
Well, I think that the bottom line is the president, for some reason, is clinging to this idea that he wants to subsidize solar panel industry. It's almost a religious fervor by him to help the green industry develop jobs through government taxpayer guarantees. And this goes to the heart of the problem, because Solyndra was the poster child, the flagship program in 2009, where the president and the vice president both went out and toured this plan and touted it as the example of what they want to do. Well, if that's the example of what they want to do, we're in deep trouble, because there's $60 billion that has been given out by the Department of Energy to do just this type of project. And this solar panel is not an industry that can viably survive without taxpayer subsidies, but at this point we don't even think it can survive with the competition from China.
Let's dig a little bit deeper into this, because there's some accusations that are floating out there. And you just mentioned that the president, you say you wonder why he has such ties to the solar industry. Well, some of the reporting about this company shows that a major investor in this company is a major financial backer or bundler for the president. That's been stated as a fact, but there's again been these murmurs as to that is the reason why Solyndra got our taxpayer money. Do you believe that the president was following his political connections rather than what's in the best interest of the nation?
Well, what would sort of verify and corroborate what you just said is, one, the GAO, the Government Accounting Office, as well as OMB, the Office of Budget and Management, both did not think this was a good investment. They sent out red flags saying, don't invest in this. There's a lot of questions they had. So the question is, why would the administration, why would the Obama administration invest in something in which two government accounting offices said it was a bad deal, and they were so quick to get this money out the door? It makes you wonder, was the decision based upon politics rather than the viability of this company and doing, shall we say, due diligence on the economic survival?
Congressman, I have some of the sound from the White House, from the spokesman Jay Carney, about this company. Let's take a listen. I'd like to ask you a few questions right after it. Let's go ahead.
Thanks. Jay, just one question on Solyndra. Should we assume that whatever money the taxpayers put into that in terms of loan guarantees, that's not going to be returned? That can't be returned. It's lost. I
don't know the technical details of it, but I can take that or refer you to OMB or Department of Energy probably.
And a question about.
Unfortunately, I don't think we had the rest of that sound. Congressman Jay Carney went on to say there's no guarantees in the business world about success and failure. And the truth is, other investors lost a lot of money in this company as well. So, again, you're going to be having this hearing tomorrow. What questions are you going to be asking as to what's really behind this story? And what do you want our viewers to know about that?
Well, Jen, I think also the viewers should understand that when Solyndra got into problems, it went back into the venture capital market to get money, and they contacted 5 hedge funds. It turned out these hedge funds gave about $75 million. The problem is the Department of Energy allowed taxpayers to become secondary in getting their money in the event of a bankruptcy, and these hedge funds get their money first. I don't think that's legal. I want to explore the idea why taxpayers got a second seat behind the hedge fund people, when in fact we, the taxpayers, provided over $500 million to Solyndra, and why shouldn't we get our money out first instead of these hedge funds?
Congressman, do you think that there's other Solyndras out there? Are you investigating actively other companies that have a similar scenario?
I am. In fact, solar panels themselves are going to have a very difficult time competing with China, not to mention that the economics of it has not been proven that there's a payback in a very short time.
Can you name some of the companies you're looking into?
Well, I can't, but I will in a short order be able to give you other companies we're concerned about that perhaps will not provide the taxpayers a return, and in fact we might ever not even see the money ever again.
Congressman, do you think anyone should be fired over this?
I do. I think that the people at the executive branch who authorize this, including the president, has to take responsibility for $500 million taxpayer. And of course, 1,100 people got laid off from this company, so that adds to the problem, and it's tragic in that sense. But oftentimes in these things, after GAO and OMB specifically said this is not a good deal, to have the White House go ahead, I think somebody should be responsible and should step up to the plate and say, I made the mistake, and they should be fired.
Well, if you find some sort of improper relationship between the president and the money that was given out here, would you ask for his resignation? Is that what you're saying here?
Well, I'm thinking the president should address this and be clear. We're trying, you know, we had to subpoena this information from OMB and including Solyndra, and finally we got it. I might point out that the Democrats did not cooperate. They all voted against the subpoena. We are now trying to get the executives from Solyndra to come. They indicated they can't make it tomorrow, so they said they're going to come next week. We'll see. We have a subpoena for their attendance if they don't show. But the bottom line is there's a lot of concern that this whole $60 billion that's going out of taxpayers' guarantee is all for naught, and that's the big issue. Why are we doing this? And where is the money?
Congressman Stearns, some important questions there, and we look forward to checking back in with you as you continue these investigations, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jenna.
Let's hope they can get to the bottom of that.